Welcome to another video, A Walk with Phil, and today I'm in Dudley town centre, and the reason I'm here is because there's reports that the metro line extension from Wednesbury to Dudley has been delayed yet again. I think it began work on that line in 2020. We're now in 2025 and it is said that it will not open now till spring of 2026, which incidentally kind of coincides with the opening of the new Dudley bus interchange, which also will be opening in, well, supposedly in spring of 2026. So what I want to do in this video is just take you around where the new metro line is and see how much progress they've made on it, and also look at all the progress being made on the new Dudley bus interchange, see if we're any nearer to that being opened in spring of 2026. So let's go and have a look and see what we can see. This is Castle Hill, and I did a video not so long back covering all the buildings that were along Castle Hill, and this is where we walk up towards where the new bus station is being constructed and the metro. And I just want to show you here because this is where it begins here in Dudley. It comes from Wednesbury, the station is just down there on the left, and the metro line runs through the middle of these two roads. Over there was once the site of the Hippodrome, Dudley Hippodrome, famous Dudley Hippodrome. Finally succumbed to demolition after many years of trying to save the building, and it most definitely should have been saved. This should have been an entertainment centre here, because next door to that used to be a plaza as well. There once was two cinemas here, and there was the plaza just over there, and just here was the Odeon. It's now, at least it's been used for something, and it's the meeting place for Jehovah's Witnesses. So that building's been saved. But over here where the Hippodrome once stood, you can see it's a kind of college. It says Health Innovation Dudley. And we have the famous Dudley Zoo. And we've got the chairlift. A lot of 50s designed buildings and enclosures inside Dudley Zoo. That was once the entrance to the zoo, but I don't think it's used as the entrance anymore. I think the entrance is somewhere over the rear now of the building, of the zoo frontage. And you can see the metro line is all in place, ready to go. Now it was 2020 when work began on the metro line from Wednesbury to Dudley, and it was said at the time that they was going to complete this line in 2022, but it's been severely delayed, and we're in 2025 now, and there is an end in sight. And this line will take us into the centre of Dudley town, and then after which it will join up with the line they're building from Merry Hill I should say. Well, Brierley Hill, I think, yeah, Brierley Hill. They said that would be completed in 2026, but no way that's going to be completed then. But I'm talking of 2028. Before it eventually joins up with Brierley Hill. Now this is where the metro line now veers to its left, and we come up here. And if you look ahead, you can see, I can't get any nearer. Ahead of me there you can see the outline of the new Dudley bus station. You can see all the metal structures are in place. There's Bourne Street. You can see, look, there's the line, and it will go up the hill and round This is Bourne Street down here. There's some car parking that's been constructed as well, so that will be open early next year as well, I presume. Yeah, fine old street, look. I remember this building here, which has got the Dudley Community Centre on there, which I don't think it's been used as such these days, but that used to be a lighting shop, didn't it? Sold lights, house lights. And here, just over there, was where the coaches used to stop to pick you up to take you to all these little day trips or weekend trips to places like Rhyl and Blackpool and Morecambe. So we go up here and we'll reach the top of Castle Hill. Going right will take you down towards Broadway, and the left at the top here will take us into the town of Dudley, where we've got all the shops. A large building here to the left, and it says it's King Charles House. It's a magnificent looking building, isn't it? Was that a Conservative club once? Right, we've reached the top of Castle Hill. There's the Broadway ahead, and down up here is Castle Street. That's where we've just come from. That used to be the original. See where this place is, the Fellows, this eatery and public house here, where there used to be, that used to be the original entrance, just here to Dudley Zoo. This used to be a pub here on the corner. And you can see there's a little right-of-way there, right-of-way passage, which I went up there the last time I did a video up here. It's the Green Man public house that once stood just here. Anyway, what I want to do is we have a little walk up here and go to the left and have a look, see if we can see what we can see. This place here is St Edmund's Church. We're here on a Monday afternoon, just after midday. And what you'll see when you're here in Dudley these days is a lot of students. Students everywhere. We've got lots of colleges around here. That used to be a pub there on the corner. We've got the Furniture and Electrical, British Art Foundation. I think it was the Angel, wasn't it? Anyway, let's go and have a walk up here, see what we can see with regard to the construction of the bus station. This is Fisher Street. This is where the bus station once was. Again, we can't get very far because it's all gated and closed off, look. Anyway, let's have a look to see what it will eventually be like, looking at these renderings here on a board. And it looks very, very plush, doesn't it? Looks very futuristic. £24 million investment in a state-of-the-art interchange. 24 million. I need to build a few bus stops, eh? This is Birdcage Walk where we're on. There are one or two little shops along here. We've got these pile-em high shops. Buckets and spades and plastic goods. Nail bar, but that's closed. There's a church here. Castlegate Church. What else we got? A cafe. into this window here. You can just make out how big the place is going to be once it's completed. Little viewing windows through the boards, don't they, to see what's going on. Oh, we've got one of these shops. There's loads of these, isn't there? The cake here. Gluten-free cakes, I think, or is egg-free cakes. There's a bar here, bar and cafe. I tell you what, you know, it's all going on down by the cage walls. There's a lot of little shops open. And until we get to the end, where it's shuttered. Now, can we get to see anything down here? Let's go a bit further up, see what we can see up here. This one's another little cafe here. Not sure about this place, double frontage, closed. This is where your Dudley MP has her offices, which is closed. Sonia Kumar is your Dudley MP. A pet shop just here on the corner of Churchill Precinct. Churchill Precinct is not so joyful as it once was. I remember it being lovely in there in Christmas time. And we had beaties in there. Lovely place. But it's really devoid of any atmosphere now. The character's all gone from Churchill Precinct. I mean, it was kind of built for beaties, really, wasn't it? All here, look, this was all beaties along here. But anyway, this is where the metro comes up the hill. You can't really get to see much again from this point. There's Hull Street down there. And Hall Street, where was loads of shops here just on the right here, including a pub which the name of the pub escapes me. I don't know if it was the Albion Inn or something like that, but Hall Street would have loads of shops there on the right and to the left, and there was another pub just down there on the left called the Smiling Man. But Dudley Station was originally down the hill, down Birmingham Road, Birmingham Street, Birmingham Road. And it was all the bus station. It used to be Midland Red, didn't it? Loads of Midland Red buses down there at the time. Midland Red finally disappeared in the early 80s. But as you can see, it's all really fenced off. You can't really get to see much of what's actually going on, but you can see that's where the bus station is going to be eventually when it opens in spring of 2026. And the bus station, as I said, used to be down that hill down there, and when the buses were parked up on the hill, some of them used to reverse, well, or either they hadn't put the handbrake on, or some of them used to back down the hill and reverse down the hill and knock over a few passengers, injuring many. So they decided to bulldoze the whole of that bus station. They created a new bus station here in Fisher Street, and the old one, which had been there since the 1950s, well, they began work there in 1985 and was opened in 1986. The demolition of the old bus station was around 2024, and as you can see, since then they've been busily building this new one, and all the buses at the moment are in use Tower Street and Edmund Street, Ednam Road I should say, and Priory Road, and all the coaches are now picking passengers up from the Castlegate Island in Tipton Road. And coincidentally, the new bus station is earmarked to open on spring 2026, together with the metro station, which will also now open in spring 2026, which they're hoping there'll be a seamless connection between the bus interchange and the metro. But the delay has been extraordinary really for the metro. It really has. 2022, now it was going to be completed, now it's 2026. With any luck, the other line from Dudley to Brierley Hill will be opened in 2028. And there's also proposals that The line will then be extended to Chelmsley Wood and then to Birmingham Airport and Stourbridge. Now just here, look, we've got the Empire Tavern pub. I think that was built in the 30s, but it's been empty for a good 15 years or so now. It's had a couple of names. The Joe Derby was one of them. I think the Metro Bar was another. And it's had numerous fires in there as well. But there's been a few proposals as to what to do with this handsome looking building, even though it's derelict and burnt out. They're planning to build some shops on here and flats. Not sure if they're going to use the existing structure. This is Trindle Road. If you look over here, once stood the tax office. It hadn't been empty for a good 30 years before they finally demolished that a few years back. And if you look down Trindle Road, there's the Vauxhall car garage there on the right, and opposite there used to be another pub up there down there. I think it was called the Railway Tavern, and now I think it's being converted into some flats called Castleview Flats. In the Empire Tavern, they used to sell Mackisons in there. Who remembers Mackisons? Can you still buy that? Hull's very famous stout. There's Porter Street. Nothing in Porter Street anymore. Insomuch there was factories down there. 2 or 3 down there on the right or on the left. And you can see it's sealed off at the bottom now, but you can see where it would have continued up that hill. On the corner of Porter Street once stood a factory called Hillman's, a leather making factory, and on the opposite corner was another factory. I think it was something called Woodall's, and it was demolished in 1973. You can see there's a large empty piece of land now. Oh, we could build some flats on there, eh? I'm sure that's what they've got in mind. And funny enough, the large building that was behind me, called the tax office, that was earmarked to build a £50 million leisure centre on there. Just before Porter, I forgot to mention, there used to be another road down there called Oakley Well Street. Used to be a pub down there as well, but I don't even remember Oakley Well Street. There appears to be no sign of that or any trace of that road now. Right, the last time I came here, I looked at this pedestrian walkway here crossing King Street, and I said, does anybody use this anymore? Because I never see anybody walk across it. So I thought what I'd do in this video is just take you up here, because I bet you've never walked across here, have you? So I thought I'd do that. And we'll have a look at the view at the top of the bridge. I'm not going to go into Churchill Centre. I have been in there in the last video I did. But what we'll do, we'll have a look from the top. It's a bit steep, you know. Quite a steep little bridge. And there's these steps for you to walk up if you was fit enough. And here we have the top of the bridge, and you can see the metro line there. And on the other side, you can see the metro line as it curves round into Flood Street. That's a bit of Flood Street there with regards to anything retail. There's all shops all along here and pubs, all gone now. It's just a barren kind of landscape ahead now, isn't it? With some office buildings there and the Duncan Edwards Leisure Centre just beyond this office block, huge office block there. And it's funny enough, because now I've come up here, these people have crossed the bridge. There's another one here walking across the bridge, so it's probably more popular than I think, walking across here. there you go. That's the view from the pedestrianised bridge here that leads into the Churchill precinct. Well, it was a bit disappointing in many ways because we couldn't really get a closer look to how much work has been completed on that new metro line and what the progress is on the Dudley bus interchange. We've got a bit of a view, but because we've got all them fences and boardings all the way around the site, so it makes it very difficult to see what actually is going on. But I think we get the idea that work is progressing on the bus interchange, and hopefully that will be open very shortly. And of course the metro is probably one of the most exciting projects around these parts for many a year, and that will take you, when that's completed, you won't need to shop in Dudley anymore. You can just hop on the metro and go into Merry Hill. Well, we don't really seriously hope that's going to happen, but I'm sure it will have a knock-on effect on the businesses in the centre of Dudley, but we'll see. Anyway, we'll leave it at that, and if you like the video, hit the like button and also hit subscribe and hit the notification bell for new videos, and I'll see you on the next one.